We're gonna give this one more go. We should be live.
What, like right this second? We should be live?
Yes,
like,
we should be live.
Like we're live. Like right now, we're casting. Like at this very moment, things are happening.
Yes, cease your incessant babbling, fool.
I'm just saying, like, because we've been through this a couple times today, and now finally, at almost 9:15, we are at the point where it's like, holy crap! It is the Tenno Two Drink Minimum. I am ShotFace, joined by Cazz, the console casuals, and this is a podcast in which we play some Warframe and we talk about Warframe and video games in general on the console side of things. We generally don't delve into the PC world because the master race looks down upon us. So, this evening we will be discussing topics such as, what do you got?
Keep babbling. I gotta fix the Twitch. Keep babbling incessantly. I have to fix the stuff.
That's what you got, is keep babbling. That's not helpful. This is still our precursor episode, so
yes.
Yeah, as we work out all the kinks and bugs and figure out exactly what the hell it is we're doing. Because man, we're bad at this.
Well, we're not exactly.
No, we're not exactly bad at this.
We're not exactly bad. We're also getting fucked by technology at the moment, which is why this is on personal channel to start, and then it's gonna get moved and.
So, one of the first things you should do is definitely use your companion app and change the heading and titles and all that stuff for
that's what I was doing.
Stream, because it said For Honor still and things like that.
Yep.
So it's gonna come up really weird. It says For Honor and Volt is on screen, right? So also you should probably kind of engage on screen there. I'm looking at you and you're just
I understand.
down at your phone.
I understand that I have things that I need to do. Okay, there are things that need to get done. Go on, babble incessantly.
Also, I will say this: your camera is a little small. I would probably bring it up a little bit, like the size of your actual.
I can't, because why did?
Well, no, not now. Not right now, but I mean, at a later date when we do our next stream, when we do 8.5,
do the large
8.5. Yeah, do a larger camera. Just to have a larger camera. I think it would be better for presentation.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's note number one. Since we still haven't hit episode 1. We're still on.
And we won't for years to come.
At this fucking rate, technology's screwing us.
Yeah. And I am about to start drinking because fuck this. It's been a rough day. It is
the Tenno Two Drink Minimum. See? So I'm actually better than
that needs to be a sound effect. That needs to be a sound effect.
The sound.
Say it again. Say it again.
What? I am 2 drinks in?
No. Say the title again.
The Tenno Two Drink Minimum. You're fucking retarded.
I love that shit.
You're a jackass. Anyway,
that's going to be in the fucking. That's going to be in the title.
Anyway,
that's a good shot.
Look. Oh, you're actually just gonna do shots. I've been drinking like Jerry and cola, so.
I don't have any Coke in the house. I had some Dr. Pepper and then I drank it.
I had some left over from last week. I just decided to save it and drink like Dr. Pepper instead. But
cheers.
So let's do some opening housekeeping. First, I'm gonna come to the dojo real quick so we can get some stuff started here. And we're just gonna run some missions in the background for the video portion of the podcast while we discuss whatever topics come to mind. We'll start with whatever your first topic is, and then we'll probably shotgun around and end with another big topic. You said you had 2 topics today that you wanted to actually go over. So I'm gonna do that thing where I actually start the timer this time, because I would like to truncate us to a good amount of time. Like 40 minutes is
pretty good.
Sounds like a key spot. So the timer is on, homeboy. And
I am here.
Yeah, we're gonna trail considerably.
What?
Oh, okay, first thing, fashion frame.
That's so fucking great. That Galatine is spot on. Wait, does it work if you put it straight up and down, or is it too long?
No, it gets offset. It's not exactly centered on your back as it stands. Anyway, moving on.
That's so cool.
Okay, we're good. Get out. Seriously, leave the dojo. We've got stuff to discuss, and we've got.
They haven't made dojos great again yet.
We haven't made dojos great again. Just get the fuck out of the dojo. It looks like crap. All right, I haven't decorated. All
Fair
right.
enough.
So moving on. Let's no, not. Damn it!
I have a
keep
message.
clicking on the wrong crap.
What?
You do
What?
have a message. Oh shit.
Notification? Inbox?
Got out. Boop, boop, boop. I leave the dojo. Leave the dojo. There we go.
Q.
I need to find the.
F U. What?
Leave.
What? Oh my god!
Okay.
I can't be mad at you. There's like
Yeah.
very little in the world right now I could be mad at you about because I don't have the financial funds to get this for myself. But I have wanted this since I saw it on PC. You are an amazing person and I love you.
Stop. Stop. All right. Now, get yourself dressed and ready.
Okay,
We're going to do some
okay.
missions and we are going to talk. Because the timer is on. So whatever it is that you want to discuss this week, we're going to go on about. Since the console casuals is your baby, you're going to take point.
Okay.
So go ahead, homie. What is it you want to discuss this week?
Okay.
Last week we discussed Salt and
MMR.
a little bit of MR ratings, and we jumped around to other stuff. There are some things in gaming overall that I will touch on later. But for right now, our first topic is...
Well,
That's your cue.
yeah, I get that. The first thing I wanted to talk about was because we have the new Warframe coming out on Friday, which today
Octavia
is
comes,
the March 23rd, so she comes out on Friday.
Okay, okay.
24th.
That's your topic because that was
Well-
going to be in the shotgun
Oh
stuff.
no,
but
no,
yeah, if that's your topic,
there's
that's fine.
something along those lines.
Okay. What in particular?
Something I was looking at was I was kind of going around and looking at the wait, do I have the armor set? Have they added that to consoles yet?
Oh my god.
No,
Can
damn
you
it.
I thought you had your fashion frame ready for this.
I
Okay,
did,
that's why I
but
gave it
there,
to you.
I
Come
was worried about something.
on. Come on, chop chop, homie.
Yes, I understand. No, but with Octavia coming out, we have how many here? Before we start a mission, I'm gonna go count quick. How many we got? We
What are
got
you actually
Warframes.
counting?
Warframes.
Oh, total warframes?
Yeah, so
It's
we
like
have
30 something? I mean,
three
including,
by
wait,
one,
including
two,
primes
three,
or not?
4, 5, 6, 7,
I would say
8,
go
9,
to
10,
the
11, 12. We have
what is
12
it?
different separate frames. Well, no.
base frames.
I'm trying to think because you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You
6,
should go to the
7, 8,
codex.
9. Yeah, I should. Fuck it.
Go to the codex.
It's much easier to do it that way. I didn't think about that. Codex. God damn it. Universe Warframes. So total. But actually, the codex doesn't tell you. It's your profile that tells you. That's true. Did not think about that. Profile, equipment, Warframe, Warframes. Come on.
Everything
Come on.
in orders,
Okay,
operator?
so total Warframes period. There are 46 in game.
I will attempt
Now,
to-
granted,
46. Now,
some of them
that's
are copies.
Base and
Yeah.
primes.
Granted, some
Okay.
of them are copies.
Yeah.
With slight variance. But with the addition of Octavia, that's 47. That's 47 different characters that you can play, interact with, and master. Okay? Just for the sake of argument. That's 40 different,
Okay,
46 different things that you can utilize to be awesome in this game. Go ahead and load us up.
Okay, actually, we're going to do a little bit of relic farming before we jump into the next thing so we can just kind of stay on point here.
Okay.
Because we don't have to think for relic farming. I'm
Right.
going to take a look at relics. You just keep rolling. I'll set us up.
Okay. But you have something like that where we have so many different individual frames that have unique powers and unique things about them, and they work in a very unique way, and they all do something different, right? So with that specifically, with Octavia coming out, I wanted to address: is this going to become an issue at a certain point? Because I've heard Rob mention it at a certain point, and I've heard a few other YouTubers mention it at a certain point of, is DE going to run out of ideas for him? Because I've seen some repeat ideas with slight variations, as well as, is there going to be a point where there is an oversaturation of the market of people and things that you can play, base frames that you can play? And that's what I wanted to bring up, kind of as a questionnaire, if you would.
An oversaturation? I don't think it's ever going to come to that necessarily. I think there is enough variance in ideas coming out of DE currently I think honestly, with the differences in skins for some of these frames, they might shoot themselves in the foot a little bit with newer frame ideas. But
Okay.
if you look at the variety of frames and the art style and the inspiration for the particular frames, right? You see it runs the gamut just all over the goddamn place. You've got inspiration from mythology and literature and just, I mean, there's a wealth of knowledge in human history to draw from to actually,
Hmm.
you know, design frames over, and not just Western culture, but Asian culture as well. We've got
Which is
Chinese
heavily,
people that
yeah.
just
Would-
we straight up have Asian frames. We have
Exactly.
Chinese frames.
We have a
right?
very
Two
we have
frames.
a game based around ninja culture, which is heavily emphasized in both China and Japan.
Yeah, it's primarily Japan, but yes. But then
Mhm.
you've also got Mesa.
Exactly.
Mesa's a
Gunslinger.
cowboy frame. Come on, like
Cowgirl.
that's- Okay,
Give her-
cowgirl.
Give her
whatever.
where she
Cow
is due.
person. Cow person, you PC prick. Yeah. Okay. We have a Neo Spy that we're gonna do, and if I am correct, which I don't know if I am 100%, where is
Come on. Let's get
the
going.
fucking thing? Oh, N5 relic. This spy mission, real quick,
A spy mission?
and yeah,
Oh.
yeah, just bring Volt. It doesn't.
Okay.
It's the only one up. But
Okay.
yeah.
I will do something
that's-
quickly then. If we're gonna do a spy.
Okay. But yeah, I don't see. Personally, I don't think they're gonna run out of ideas, right?
Okay.
Because you have there is a wealth of information in the world to draw for ideas when it comes to designing the frames, and the frames are really their cash cows.
Right. The big
Wait, did you?
money makers.
Okay.
I read it up.
Yeah. So like, and I don't. Yeah, no, I don't see them running out of ideas necessarily. They may regurgitate some stuff. Like, yeah, we did have that whole idea of the rework for Vauban started to poke into the design structure early on for Octavia,
Okay.
warframe, where it was
Yeah.
like deployables were going to be part of her power set,
Right.
right? So yeah,
And
mechanics-wise,
granted, that
sure.
came from
There's-
Ivara originally.
Yeah. So mechanics-wise, sure, there's going to be overlap.
You are here to infiltrate data vaults and
Oh yeah, we have
retrieve highly
the new
sensitive
waypoint thing.
information.
So that's weird to see. But yeah, there's gonna be overlap with the actual mechanics because the game is running on its engine. So
Right.
the best thing they can do is continue to utilize the engine in the most efficient way possible. So
Right.
it would, just it makes sense from a developer standpoint to not bog down their fucking engine with constantly adding, new mechanics
Right.
for the game to calculate. So, yeah, there's going to be that overlap, and there is that overlap with a lot of people. I mean, the powers really range.
And granted, I can see them definitely getting away
relatively
with it
close
with a
to
lot
each
of the reworks. Like Ash's rework, Saren's rework. Everybody's kind of been getting away from the one-button frames and been kind of getting their own little niche market, which
Yeah,
I'm
they've been
totally okay
adding a
with
lot
and
of-
excited about.
They've been adding variety and nuance to frames that already exist, which is, pretty fantastic. I'm a huge fan because it made me play Ash again, and I like Ash. And granted, I don't blade storm all the time anymore because his other mechanics are more useful.
Cohesive to high-level play.
Well, they do lend high level play a little bit better, other than just spamming 4 and winning, which I didn't really see as winning. That's boring ass gameplay to me. So
Right.
they do make the gameplay more enticing and interesting. Hey, the stalker's showing up.
Is he? Oh, it's showing up on your screen?
We
Oh,
have our
no, he
two
showed up on
main-
mine! He showed up on mine! What's up?
Oh,
What's going on?
fucking
What's good in the
hilarious.
hood?
Anyway,
Let's do this.
but
I just got a
but
new
yeah.
skin. I'm looking good. I'm out in the town. We are gonna fuck you face, okay? Let's go.
all right, but yeah, I don't see it being too big an issue. Like they have plenty of decent ideas,
There he is.
and they are experimenting. They're getting out of their comfort zone with a lot of this stuff. It's something I've seen. Now let's slow him down, show. Oh wow, he put me on my butt. I
Ah!
was not prepared for that. Get out of there! Get out of there!
No, I'm good. I'm good.
But yeah, no, I don't think they're gonna be stunted anytime soon. It's gonna take a while before they get to a point where they won't have a truly, or something even remotely original, you know? Like
Yeah.
everything, there's so much variety that they've actually instituted in the game and in the lore and what they can do. Warframes are designed, you know, by the old Orican and the Tenno and whatnot, lore-wise. So they run the gamut of interesting designs. They
Right.
come from all over the place, and they each have their own specific lore and
Hey,
stuff
I'm
like that.
dealing with a bunch of bullshit and I don't have fucking shield regen.
Okay.
You go
Yeah,
kick his
yeah,
ass,
that's
please.
fine. But I don't see there being an issue with that necessarily. I'm not. Yeah, I don't know how many ways I can say that. I don't see there
Right.
being any problem with them coming up with new ideas
Oh,
for a
no.
while.
Don't want to get near him with that.
And the stalker's being a pain in the ass. There we go.
Sit down.
And he's dead.
Ta-da!
Douchebag. Okay.
I
I'm
didn't
going
get it
to
for
B, you go
fucking
to A.
2 years. I didn't get it for 2 fucking years, and then I get it every single drop. But
Anyway,
yeah,
so what do you see? Do you see them
I don't
coming to a head
necessarily.
at any point?
I see eventually, of course, because every game has to die. Every game has
In
a
a long
life
enough
cycle.
timeline,
Yeah.
everything is possible and going to happen. Sure. But
I don't see
do
it
you
happening
see that as
anytime
being
soon.
something-
I don't see it as
No.
anything we need to really worry about
Okay.
because what DE has shown. Oh fuck. What
Okay.
DE has shown
Good
us.
to know.
Damn it.
Alarms. Data destruction is imminent. You need
Focus,
to hurry.
homeboy.
Yeah, I know.
Stay on
But
topic here.
what DE has shown us through this is a standard fucking one, so I'm not really that worried. But what DE has shown us of their creativity, of their immense amount of different stuff that they can pull from, different things that they can do, different ways they can have fun with stuff. They have shown us that the people there are incredibly insightful, creative people who have a vast amount of knowledge on what they are doing. They understand what they're doing. They just hired a new writer, which, if I'm not mistaken, was a writer on Dishonored.
I'm not sure. It was on another game. I don't know if it was
Yeah.
Dishonored. I'm
I
not
want to say Dishonored. It was either Dishonored or another Bethesda game or some. I might be completely wrong. Do not quote me on this. I am kind of talking out of my ass, but I want to say it's Dishonored or something. No, it was BioShock. I'm pretty sure it was BioShock.
Are you sure? I don't know. Anyway, that's beside the point. But they
Yeah.
did hire a writer because they knew some of their
Weak.
I don't know if it they had a mild weakness in their writing, which with better writing you're gonna have better mission structure. You're gonna have
Right.
because if you start catering towards the actual writing, you're gonna think about the mechanics a little bit differently.
Right.
That comes pretty naturally when it comes to development of something like this, specifically video games.
Definitely.
It doesn't necessarily always go hand in hand. Good writing doesn't always mean good gameplay.
Trigger the alarm
Yeah.
But
and they will start destroying the data.
usually, if somebody's doing something great, other people are gonna feed off of that and want to do something great in turn and add to the project. So hopefully, it's just a better situation all around. New writer, so maybe some fresh ideas into game mechanics and maybe putting Warframe on a different skew or tilting Warframe ever slightly. You took this elevator, didn't you?
Yep.
Douchebag.
I'm not concerned.
But yeah, I see that as a genuine positive. I see
Yeah.
the game definitely
Everything we came for.
moving forward. Now, granted, it's got some very MMO-like qualities with how it's grown and
It's online
some of its
structure and
yeah. So you're gonna have that that.
Come on.
Thank you. Okay. You're definitely gonna have the wow factor of at some point it's gonna reach its install base
Yeah.
essentially.
It's
Right.
max install base.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna stop producing new or unique content for it, right? Because if the game is successful, the game is successful. That's really what's gonna drive the movement of the game forward. Is the continued success, and they do learn from their mistakes. They do communicate with the community. So, again, I don't see this being that big an issue. So
No.
I think we're good on that.
What?
You wanna?
God damn
You
it!
wanna move on? What did you do?
The game fucked me, or I fucked with the game, and the game said no.
Did you just glitch downstairs?
Kind of. I hit my focus in the elevator, and my warframe dropped through the floor. So I
you
spawned
glitched yourself
and
downstairs.
spawned through and had to go to the floor. That sucks.
Okay. And
Oh,
no.
nope.
Yeah. And they do have the marker up now that shows you that you own that part.
Cool. Awesome.
So, because I have an Exolittle Prime link just sitting around.
Apparently
I
so
haven't
do I.
built the Exolittle Prime, but
Apparently so do I.
Great work.
But-
I am
But yeah,
so
I
we did
completely
get
get
that
what you're saying.
control.
I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue.
no, not for a very long time,
Mhm.
because the game is 4 years old, and actually we're coming up on the 4-year mark here really soon. We should
I
be
want to
getting
say
our next
within
sign done by the end of the month.
yeah,
in a week or so.
Yeah, something very close, like within a week. Which, granted,
Yeah.
it's incredibly commendable, and I will really want to praise DE on this. Granted, I don't think DE is perfect at all by any stretch of the imagination. They have their flaws.
Yep.
But to make something like this, continually update it, even when they were told by people who were making big games at the time, you're not going to update it often enough. You're not going to put out updates. You're not going to be able to do this. This isn't going to be viable. For them as a team to go, no, screw that, we're going to do this, and we're going to make this a viable thing. And they did. They straight up did. And they've updated it. They've kept current on it. They've kept passionate about it. Which is very... I have to commend them on that. For 4 full years. That's huge. Because a life cycle for a game is what? Like, anymore? 6 months? Max?
It really depends on the genre, honestly. Most... and I'm just speaking anecdotally. I'm not speaking from any hard facts or anything like that. But shooter games usually last considerably longer. They usually aim for
multiplayer.
at least a year. But honestly, 6 months is like the breaking point for them.
Because all of the casuals kind of
played.
drop off, and then the hardcores stay.
Yeah, and new shit comes out every 6 months or so because gaming.
Development cycles.
Specifically, development cycles as well as release schedules have been kind of spread out throughout the year. We don't have that massive lull in the summer that we used to have. Now,
Which
around this
good-
time, exactly
for
March
good
and
or
stuff like
bad.
that, we have a lot of AAA stuff coming out after the fucking holidays because nobody wants to compete with the bullshit that happens on the holidays,
Okay.
which is pretty well owned by the shooter market
Load us up another
at
one.
this point. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna hit us up with a quick lift.
But yeah,
just to get another Helios part.
Right. I would definitely say, tell me what relic you want to farm, because I probably have them.
Oh, more Helios.
Okay.
I just want my Helios Prime. Helios is life. Helios is love.
All hail the Helios.
Uh,
But
we're gonna do this this defense.
Okay.
Okay.
But what I would say is, I don't see it being as big an issue, but I have seen it brought up in community stuff. I have seen it brought up by the community on, is this something that's going to happen? Like, Rob even mentioned it. And granted, he agrees with pretty much what we're saying of, like, it's not as big of an issue as some people are trying to make it out to be.
Yeah, you're always gonna have the vocal minority who are going to naysay something because I don't know. I guess that stems from a measure of insecurity with the thing that you like and feel secure with. You don't ever want to see it go away.
Right.
So again, when people are passionate about something, they sometimes get overly passionate
Exactly.
and they see flaw. And honestly, I don't think that the generation of Warframes is going to, is a flaw. I think they're really only going to get better because the way they've set it up. Not
Be
only do you
infinitely
have each
adaptable.
individual Warframe, but they've already stated that you're going to have a prime variant of every Warframe. Right?
That will be slightly better, or that's at least their goal.
Yeah, it'll have slightly better stats, but every time they do that, it also brings up the idea of the possibility of reworks and retooling and fleshing out the game. So, and since the game is constantly ever evolving, we make the joke about it being in perpetual beta.
All the time.
Are you confident you can
So,
withstand this?
the game is constantly evolving. They're not going to run out of ideas. They need to keep it. They need to keep it fresh for their sake as developers, if anything.
I do not have a CC build on.
That's fine. I do.
Okay. I'm gonna be next to useless. Just saying.
Nah, you're fine. Here, watch this.
We're near official.
Oh, you got your range
Super
built on. Okay.
Yep. Okay, so now I think we're pretty good on our first topic there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You feel comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. We're
there's not much else I can say about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's really not much. We're making the same point over and over, honestly.
Yeah. Which is something we need to work on.
There we go.
Static transfers. Static
But
transitions.
anyway,
The enemies
So-
are dropping reactants.
speaking of new stuff, you did mention Octavia. Octavia is dropping tomorrow, I believe,
Yeah.
with a new quest that they get from Cephalon Suda, and this is all on PC. Console, we're not going to get this for
Couple
quite a
weeks.
while, unfortunately.
Couple weeks at the most, week at the least.
Yeah. And she is coming out with a set of powers, which are very interesting. She has a couple of deployables that will move around, and she is full of buffs. Now, the one thing I'm curious about, particularly with her,
Those damage
and we'll come
buffs.
back to it in a second because there's other stuff here. She's coming out with 2 weapons. One is an automatic rifle, an auto
Charge
rifle,
shot.
that has a charge shot, but the thing that I like about it is it has one of my favorite mechanics. It's an auto rifle that grows more accurate the longer you hold the trigger.
Which is, of course, super counterintuitive to rifles.
Yeah, no, but it's been in other games. I've seen it
Yeah.
before.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And it's just something I like. I love the idea of that because you start to get into resource management with your ammunition, right? You have to think about it a little bit. And then there's the secondary, which is a single shot pistol that has a weird mechanic that isn't described fully just yet.
Well, yeah, we don't really know what
So-
it is, but it's like it fires in bursts. I don't know if it just auto fires in bursts or
Yeah,
what happens.
the secondary fire is it fires the remainder of the magazine in bursts, but I'm not sure what that means. My dream is that it is a hammer burst pistol from Gears,
Oh God.
because if it can do that makes my day.
Honestly,
if I could get
what-
a hammer burst pistol,
from-
I'd piss myself.
From what it's described as, you know what I think it does? I think it's okay. So for like standard fire, it shoots one bullet and it's hard. And then when you click that, you transfer it into that mode of okay, now it's gonna 3-round burst and not quite hit as hard, but it's still gonna hit 3-round burst or 3 or 4 round burst because I've seen them do stupid shit where it's like this
Well,
is a
it's just the
5-round
way they
burst weapon.
describe- Yeah.
It's like
The way they
that-
describe
what?
it seems odd. It says it fires the rest of the magazine in bursts.
Which means you can't
So-
toggle back out of it. I think it's a single toggle.
Oh, okay. That it could mean that, or it could mean it dumps the magazine, but
That
takes
wouldn't be a
breaks
burst.
in between.
Yeah.
Well, no. It'll dump the magazine, but it'll be like 3 rounds, 3 rounds, 3 rounds.
That would be shitty. That'd be.
On
I'd
one
be
trigger
shitty
pull.
to aim. Yeah, I'd be shitty to aim at. That would not
Yeah.
be cool. I wouldn't be down for
So
that.
I could see that, but I don't necessarily. I think what you're saying is more feasible. That once you toggle it, you can't toggle back,
That would make sense. to me.
which would be interesting. That does fall in line with the resource management again. I could see that,
you commit to something.
but yeah. Then I would never take it off the burst fire. Just like screw it, it's a burst fire pistol. I'm having fun. I love burst fire pistol. Okay,
that
so
single shot headshot. I'm gonna
there's
hit you
gonna
from
be,
over here with a Desert Eagle.
all right.
Your head's
So the
gonna-
Octavia thing, you get it from Cephalon Suda, I want to say.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of these new quests are coming from. They're
They're
continuing
doing-
with the syndicates are giving them out.
Yeah, they're doing one from each syndicate.
Right. So you get it from Cephalon Suda, and it's a music quest. Now, Octavia herself has some neat abilities. She has a roller ball that we saw in one of the dev streams.
Oh,
that
God.
Comes out, and then she has.
I can't
she
wait
has
to be a
another
portable
ability-
DJ. I can't wait.
Well, no. It's a decoy thing that draws fire, right? So it's got a little bit of CC to it. I get that. And then there is another ability you can stack on top of it, which increases damage of it or something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Based on
but-
how much it's drawing fire and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Then there's her third ability, which I didn't get a whole lot out of. It just seems like it's a buff.
It's a buff to people who do things in tandem with your
No,
music.
that's her fourth. That's her ult.
That's
the
her
one
ult?
I want to
Okay.
get to. Her ult has this it's essentially the visual equalizer thing that happens on screen, right? And if you do certain things, as you do them in range of her ult being active, you get different buffs depending on what you do. Now, if you do them in sequence with the beat,
You get extra stuff.
that you get extra or something like that. And
it's
that
either
is the
extra
thing that
damage
has
or
me.
a buff or a reload or something.
Yeah.
Like, there's multiple things you can do.
Yeah. So, like, this character, like, at first, I wasn't super interested in Octavia. But with these mechanics, this is what I'm saying, like, this all works. In the structure of the game, in the game's engine, how it's built, and how everything runs, it all makes sense. It all works, right? It's all... I don't know, it's something that
Is feasible.
is part of game mechanics that have worked before, but with such a twist on them.
And that
So,
fits the
biggest
overall
issue-
design, yeah.
The biggest issue that people are concerned with is latency and I know Rob did a video on this earlier that I watched, that, yeah, latency is going to be something interesting. How is that going to work? How is that going to play out? Because all of the Octavias in any given party will be synced up for their
Exactly.
PMs. So, it might just be... I know that there's some technical ways to do that pretty easily.
It kind of makes me a little sad that their
relatively easily,
BPMs
but-
are matched, because coming from a musical background, like taking piano lessons for 10 years, learning how to read sheet music and shit like that, that kind of makes me sad, because I have a lot of stuff I can go out and just roll with. Of like, I like these beats, I like how this sounds, this is funk, this is not. But I can't do any of it because I can't change the time signature, and that sucks.
Yeah, it's going to be static across the board. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Alright. Yeah. we'll hang out here. No,
Fuck
take
you.
mine, dick. Dipshit. Anyway. But yeah, no, I don't see it being a bad thing. It makes sense.
Granted, yeah, it makes sense competitively, and I'm not like too torn up about it. But it's one of those
Yeah.
things of like, to me, because I'm somewhat musically inclined, I don't claim to be a professional at all. I am not a musician whatsoever, but I play guitar and piano, and it feels like a missed opportunity for me to be like, I could make something really cool.
Yeah.
That's my biggest issue with it. Keep going.
Yeah, just grab whatever.
Yep.
We'll just keep rolling with this for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so there's that with Octavia. Some very interesting stuff that's coming down the line.
Right.
Some new weapons, and obviously we're not going to see that for a little bit. Right now, console build, we have the pacifism defect, which has added a crap ton of stuff because, you know, PC beta testers, they tested out a bunch of stuff for us, and now it's okay for us to use it.
Now that we know that it works, it's balanced, we get a hands on it.
Balanced-ish, anyway.
Right.
What else was I had a list of crap and I lost it on my phone.
Oh.
But
You're a
anyway,
frosted still.
Yeah, primarily I wanted to discuss the Octavia thing because it's super interesting to me right now where they're going with this and what's going to do. Oh, the other thing was with her release is the comic.
Yes, I have not actually read it yet. I've been meaning to.
I
I
haven't
haven't
read
found
it,
the time.
I did find something out about it, which I thought was very interesting. They're releasing a page a day.
Okay. That's a really
And-
weird release schedule, and you're a comic guy. I've started to become a comic guy. That's just odd.
The art, from what I've seen, the art
it's so
is good.
Yeah, it's
good.
Really
I dig it.
fucking good.
I'm not bad. I'm gonna look up and find out who the artist actually is. I'm curious. And
Gotta give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, I'm just curious about the artist and the writing team, just because that matters. That most people who get into a comic book of any kind
It's because of the writer.
really do it because they see something. They take in the visuals and go, oh, this looks interesting to me. The aesthetics speak to me. The style, you know, it catches my attention in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
And I mean, it's a little harder to do with reading, unless you're reading a novelization of something. Like, you know, if you're actually just like reading a book that's different, then yeah, that's the thing that will catch you, because that's what you're actively looking for. However, when it comes to comics, while writing is king, the art is what kind of rules the roost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can have somebody who can make 4 panels, even if the writing's unbelievably good. If it's not conveyed in those 4 panels, you're fucked.
Yeah. And when it comes from the teams that I you know talked to and followed and stuff, and you know we've been out to CTE too, and I've fucking you've met
Dinesh.
you know the guys at Valiant and stuff like that, and
Fucking
I've introduced you
Dinesh.
to those dudes. And
That dude is so fucking cool,
yeah,
and just
Dinesh
the
is
most
one
chill
of the
guy in the
coolest,
world.
most yeah, he is unbelievably chill. But yeah, just talking to those guys and like Matt Kent and everybody, and there's some of my favorite writers and artists, and just sitting down and chatting with them is a blast.
And
But-
sitting and watching him from afar is very cool to sign stuff.
But yeah, like if the okay, when it comes to the process for most of these teams, like I know specifically for Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo, when they did their run on Batman, they meshed. And they call each other brother now, and they can't wait to work with each other again, because the way it was, you know, Scott Snyder would write this amazing script, Greg Capullo would want to just straight up draw it, but
Right.
it isn't just straight up. Oh, you wrote this thing, I will draw panels that convey what you said in words. You know, and
They have a
it's
conversation
more-
about it.
it's yeah, they discuss like how the panels should flow. There's like the writer becomes a director and the artist becomes a cinematographer, and they go over how something should look specifically, and they bounce ideas back and forth, and it's an involved process for a team that does it, you know,
In
I
weeks.
guess respectfully to the form.
Yeah.
You know, a team that puts forth the level of effort that you would hope they put forth, which is
And-
why their run on
yeah.
Batman is one of the most iconic runs on Batman ever.
And,
And that's a
and they
modern
put it
day
out
run.
in a month.
Well, I mean, they
Not the
do
writing,
books
but
in
like,
advance.
yeah. But
Yeah,
they
the
had a
writing and
certain
stuff like that
given
gets
amount of
done
time.
well ahead of schedule, but the art has to be done on a monthly basis because the book does get put out on a monthly basis. Now, granted, whenever you put out a comic book, you have to do it. Generally, the comic you're seeing was drawn a month or two prior,
yeah.
right? Because they have to have that time for coloring, they have to have the time for editing and printing and things of that nature. Now, when it comes to the digital comic, I mean, depending on who you have as your art and writing team, it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be anything.
Right.
But it looks like they have a proper team actually working on this comic, which is saying something. It's not hard to do because, you know, comic book writers and artists are, you know, they're contract labor. They kind of they go where their money is, and it's considerably better nowadays than it has been in the past. And I mean, I won't go into the whole Neil Gaiman thing and all that crazy shit.
Death of the Silver
that-
Age and
Yeah, that all the stuff that took place way back in the day where artists weren't getting their due, and anyway, that's beside the point. That's my comics
moving it back.
history.
Yeah, moving it back to the Warframe
the
comic.
Warframe, the comic. This comic looks very interesting. I haven't read it, but they're releasing a page a day. I don't want to do the come back to the website every day for the new page thing. I dislike that.
Want to
like,
take it all together as one.
Overwatch, they released their short web comics for their characters, and I didn't even know about it till it was way late. Till I was like, you know, fucking neck deep in the game,
Right.
and started trolling around for more information about the characters because the characters are interesting. Now,
They're compelling.
yeah. So, I mean, they're designed that way. Warfare, fucking Overwatch is one of the most focus tested games in the world, apparently. Rumor has
It was
that
in beta for a
focus tested.
year. Yeah.
It was no, like it was focus tested for the characters' designs and things like that, because you have characters that really run the spectrum
Yeah.
of people.
You have
like,
every
almost
stereotype wrapped
obnoxiously.
up into one.
Yeah, in one fucking package. So
Yeah.
I mean, you even have a paraplegic and an autism and someone who actually has autism. And, like,
Yeah.
So anyway, but their setup for the comic was, I thought, they had these comics printed for a while. I don't know if they came out prior to the game or if it was during the beta periods or anything like that, but they have several of them on hand. And they really led to some insight in the characters. And the art team, I believe, the art and writing team seemed like it was the same. And I don't know if that was in-house or not. I didn't bother to look it up, but it all looked amazing.
I watched a couple of
And I
videos, and
enjoyed
here's
it.
something you may not know. They actually canceled 3 comics.
Oh no, they canceled an omnibus that was supposed to come out
Yep.
last year that I was looking forward to. That was supposed to answer a lot
Yep.
of questions. But because
First
of the
look.
progression of the game and where it was,
Or no, it was
Yeah.
First Strike. First Strike.
First Strike, and it was about the original Overwatch team. But because of the progression of the game and how they have evolved the characters' stories and
Yep.
plots, they canceled the entire thing. And the majority of it, from what I gather, was done.
Yeah. Completely done. Which
Yeah, and that
Somebody's
that
gonna
actually
find
kind
that.
of broke my heart.
somebody's
That
gonna
kind of broke
find
my
it.
heart because I really wanted it. I
Yeah.
really wanted that book. because it would have given so much more. But the route that they want to go is having they do still release the webcomics, and they do their shorts, which are beautiful fucking shorts.
Yeah.
Every single one of them is fucking
Oh god,
amazing. I love all of their shorts. I'm especially the Bastion.
Right.
I love the Bastion short. I do.
Okay.
Hate me if
and
you
that,
want, but I
yeah,
love that
well,
short.
it comes from military background. I can get that. I can get behind that.
No, not even the military background. That short is more on par with a DreamWorks production than anything else. There
Now,
are no words spoken in it. It's just
Soldier
beautiful.
76.
Nah, I don't know.
It's the super cliche thing, and it gets me.
It
it's
is,
the super
but
cliche.
they all are. They
Yeah.
all very much are. They I mean, with the exception of like the promotional material, the commercials, those shorts particularly. But anyway, their production of their webcomics is
Damn.
What the hell?
Anyway.
Okay. Whatever.
I get what you're saying. My question is Warframe gonna head more in this direction? Because granted, they've been doing shorts
That's the thing.
in the form of the Prime issues.
I
we're
think
gonna
they're
keep going?
going to. Yeah, we'll just
Okay.
keep rolling for this. We'll just keep this as a thing to keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, because we're coming up on time, so I do want to like get to the
Right.
actual next topic that you had.
Fair enough.
So we'll just keep this a thing. But yeah, I think this is something they do want to do, which is why they've hired on a writer, right, to actually start fleshing out and connecting all of the crazy lines on the big ass board that they have with all this information.
Because they do have a
just
story.
series of pictures.
It just
They do
might
have
not
a story.
be conveyed or it might be conveyed better now based on
They're
them having
kind
an
of
actual
doing
writer.
a Kojima thing where it seems disjointed and it makes no sense until you start really digging into the lore, and
Thank
then
you,
all the
DK.
story really starts to fit.
Thank
yeah,
you,
DK. Is
DK.
definitely he is the resource for that, definitely, because he digs into all of stuff. He nerds out over it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I love him for that.
If you haven't seen him, DK Diamantes. Amazing dude. That dude knows lore better than I think anybody, or at least Warframe lore better than I think anybody in game.
Okay,
Period.
so I think with the hiring of the writer, that's which is kind of what I wanted to touch on, was this whole comic thing. Seems like that's going to be their move.
I step in that
Because a
direction.
good artist borrows, a great artist steals. And if they're going to steal this idea of putting up webcomics to start coming out with characters and things like that and start conveying the lore and the story of the
I'd
game.
love for them to
That's-
reach out. What's her face? What's her face? The main chick who took care of you. I can't remember. The main chick who took care of you, who repressed your memory for Second Dream. Spoilers, by the way. Can't remember.
Second Dream.
Not for Second
Lost
Dream,
me.
but she's the one that put you into stasis. What's her fucking name?
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Starts with an M. I can't remember.
It's not
Yeah, I'm
Omnigul.
not-
It's not Omnigul. That's
No.
Destiny. I know that.
No. That's that bitch. Destiny. Anyway, but no, I know what you're talking about.
I'd love to see more about her and you basically your mother figure before you had a mom, before you had Space Mom.
Yeah. What the hell? Oh, okay, there's nullifiers. It's like that's why my belt is going away. But I think that's kind of where they're getting at. Is they're going to start expanding on that, because if you look at if you've seen the page that went up today, it looks like the Orican Empire. At least the art looks like the Orican Empire before the fall.
Ooh. Damn it.
That's what was conveyed to me in the quick shots that I looked at online.
Right.
Which I didn't actually read anything or know what was going on, but you know.
We'll
there's
be
some
much more
stoic
informed on
white-haired
this.
figure.
Yeah. Next time.
In next week, I will definitely look into it and read and see what's up, and I will do the lore study and you know, get a decent amount of information, because them having a webcomic, like I'm the comic guy, so I'm totally gonna go balls deep on this and see what the team is and see where they're going with it. And if it is just the writer that they hired, who is just doing the synopsis, and they don't actually have a standard, like an actual base writer for the comic itself. It's just this one guy, joining the team and doing this. Then that's okay, I guess. My phone is freaking out. Shut up, phone. But I don't see that being too big a problem, as long as he has a synopsis to go with. Like
something.
Halo. There's a Halo Bible.
Yeah.
Right.
Your bubble's gone. Yeah.
So, and really anybody can make a Halo game as long as they stay in that world and they stay in the Halo Bible.
Stay true to that. Yeah.
So if that's the route they're taking, I'm all for it. I support this. I like the idea. As long as they pay respect to this aspect of their game. This particular portion, like if they really fucking care about putting out this webcomic, I'm all for it.
Right.
And as long as it's not something cheap and easy to, garner clicks on their website, which, it's not something they need.
No, they don't make money off of that, so I don't see that as being a big thing.
I don't see that being a problem. So I definitely see them wanting to put forth effort towards it, as long as it remains good and there's readership. If there's people, constantly saying, "Hey, this webcomic thing is amazing, I love it," blah 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 blah, they'll keep doing it. Because that's just honestly, this looks like a fan service move.
Well, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, granted, fan service has a negative connotation to it, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's giving people
honestly,
what they ask for.
A lot of what they do is technically fan service. Like, a lot of what they do to put stuff out, like, they started putting out the FMVs for the warframes when the Prime variant comes out.
Yeah.
Suddenly they started doing that, and that got such a great reception. Now they can't back away from it. They have to do it. And when they don't do it, they are held accountable.
Yeah. When they delay it until after the next frame comes out.
Yeah,
Some fucking reason, DE. Come on now.
Okay.
Come on.
So that's in a nutshell. Octavia, new weapons, comic strip, all that good stuff. Some the weapons balance pass, which I don't want to go into because I don't know enough about it. I just know that the Tonkor is not necessarily going to be king anymore. And some people are salty about that. I don't know if you know this, but the Tonkor does self-damage. Some of the more used weapons are getting a pass at damage.
Wait, Tonkor's getting self-damage?
Yep.
Oh,
and the crit chance is going down and stuff like that. Okay, I don't want to get too into it because I don't know all the details yet, but there are some serious patch notes that were released on the PC side for weapons balance. So older weapons are getting a pass to get more damage. The Telos Voltes mechanics got changed.
Okay, I'm not that torn up, or like I'm not that like interested in the Tonkor one, but the Simular.
Yeah. The Simular got taken down a notch.
You know my fervent hate for that fucking weapon. It is visibly noisy and fucking stupid. I hate it. It can go die in a hole, for all I give a shit.
But
if it's gonna get nerfed, more power to him. Fuck it. I don't care. Like it's not something that my aesthetic appeals to. If you're gonna use it, paint it black. I don't want to see it. It creates way too much shit on the map. And granted, you can say the same thing about Bolt's ult. I might be a fucking hypocrite because of that, but
yeah.
It's something for me of like, I am a witch. I am a bitch.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole just yet. I think that's a better topic for a later date. Once we have a better understanding of all the weapons that got touched and what happened to them and things like that. Because this is just dropping recently. The patch notes came out, but I think the patch drops tomorrow.
Right.
And their new server side update time is like 9:30 in the morning or some shit, Eastern Standard for the U.S. So. Tomorrow afternoon, by lunch, that's when the rage will hit and we'll know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because people are going to be pissy. But yeah, so all that is coming in probably the next big update for consoles, which is maybe a couple weeks out. So
yeah, hopefully.
We're going to start looking forward to that, and I do like the idea for the Telos Voltes mechanics. I do like the idea for the new quest. And I'm super curious about, watching everybody's videos on it and finding out what the hell's going on with it.
Right.
Because honestly, their quest ideas are getting really, really good. Their event ideas are getting very good, and I'm all for them, and this progression that they've taken. The game is 4 years old, and they're still sticking with it.
Exactly. Like we talked about before, they still have content. They still have enough creative juice to keep going. They're not stalling by any means. If anything, they're picking up steam because now they have a substantial.
And they are actually
income.
looking at. They're constantly looking at older mechanics and trying to revamp them in the best way possible. Granted, that's one of their biggest flaws. It takes a very long time for them to get back to the old stuff and make it better or update it in a proper way because of the changing meta of the game.
Yeah, but at the same time, you have to give them props for actually going back and doing it.
Ooh, shout out to on Twitter. I believe Steve mentioned. I think it was Steve mentioned that there's a toggle coming for Arcwing controls
What?
for classic or advanced. Advanced is what we have now, and classic controls will be making a comeback.
Oh, ho, ho, ho. That's gonna make people really fucking happy, honestly.
That will, and I'm curious as to what will happen with some of the game types, but
Okay.
we'll cover that more later when we get more information on it, I think. Let's keep going, and we will hit up your second topic.
Well,
which will be our
I think
last
we're
topic,
actually
so
sitting
we
at
can
about an
close
hour.
out. We are sitting at about an hour. Do you
So-
want to get to that topic, or would you? Do you
That
wanna
topic
save
actually
it?
can be saved. It's something that's not time sensitive, so we
Okay.
can go ahead and get out.
right,
It's just
all right,
something
so-
extra.
We're done
Yeah.
here. The
So
extraction
before
team
we
will take
close
over
out,
here.
since we're
Time
not
to
going to cover that,
evacuate.
what other games are you playing, and what else are we looking forward to?
Currently I am playing the fuck out of Mass Effect Andromeda, which you can actually find on the Console Casual site. I've been doing.
Well, no, you're playing
experimenting-
Mass Effect Andromeda
Yeah.
because your goal is to just fuck everything in the galaxy.
Yes,
that-
but at the
that
same
is
time, I don't
correct.
want to be a dick.
Well, no,
I'm literally
that's
flirting-
how you play Mass Effect. Honestly. You have to
I'm-
flirt with literally everything.
I'm
and just
flirting
be
with
like, hey.
literally everybody on my crew, and it's like, I want all my options open so later down the road I can make a decision. I don't want to close anything off
Okay.
yet. Because you got Cora, the hot Earth chick, you've got the one Turian, and then you've got the Asari, who's a
A new
freak.
route has begun. It will be marked on
And you're
navigation.
like, I don't know. Well, granted, also, I could have probably gone for Gil, the engineer. Not my speed. It's not something I associate with, but I do not mind if anybody else does. Gil's actually fucking badass. He beat me at poker, and it pisses me off.
Okay.
And there has been a lot of controversy around it. If you want to go, I am going to do kind of a summary video now that I have, like, I want to say I have close to, like, 30 hours in it. I have a lot of time in it. Of just doing stuff. Well, granted, it's like Friday. I probably have close to 20, 25. Something like that. I don't want to oversell it. But I have a large chunk of time in it. I kind of want to do a summary video, and then on top of that, that game specifically has got me thinking about open world games in general. Because we've had, in my opinion, we've had 4 open world games come out in the past, 3 weeks? 4 weeks? You got Horizon, Breath of the Wild,
yeah.
Ghost Recon,
the Wild,
and then
Ghost Recon,
Andromeda. Which,
Again, I still don't necessarily classify Andromeda as a
And-
traditional open world game.
I'm going to write up an editorial, and I'll do a full piece on that, and I'll talk about that, and we'll go into that more there. But that's what you should be probably expecting coming sometime next week.
Sometime next week, and I think we have a couple of video ideas. Plus, we have our,
The Weekend Watch Me.
the
Yep.
Weekend Watch Me. Please explain.
There was no
Obviously,
Please Explain this week.
Remember the
There was no Please
No, there
Explain this
wasn't.
week. We were doing some background testing and some deliberation on content times and things like that, and what we wanted to do moving forward.
Yeah, all of this is still very fledgling, so
Mhm.
that's all totally fine. Other than that,
I believe
am
that was all the
currently
shop and house stuff we needed.
Yeah.
You
I
got anything else
myself
you were
am-
producing?
Nope. I am currently still doing my run through of. I'm trying to platinum Horizon.
Okay.
I'm definitely gonna do that. I don't know if I'll finish it this weekend because I do have plans to build up some Diablo playtime. I'm probably gonna be streaming a lot of Diablo over the weekend because seasons are coming out at the end of the month for console, and I do want to get into that.
Are
With
you gonna
my
get the
Diablo
armor
crew.
first?
Oh,
You gonna get the
for
armor first?
Warframe?
Yeah. I know I gotta do that at some
Yeah,
point.
I'm gonna bounce back and forth. I'm gonna be doing a lot because, like I said, for my real life job, I have tomorrow off, so
Right.
that gives me a good 3-day weekend, so I can just veg out and blaze through a bunch of stuff that I want to do. I also kind of want to put more effort towards getting my mastery for Twin Blast finished off in
True.
Paragon. So
I'm
I've
gonna
got
wait
I've
and
got
see
a
what the
full
patch
weekend
notes
ahead
for
of me.
next week are, because we should have a slightly larger patch next week.
Is it next week or is it the week after for Paragon? I think it's the week after. Is when we get the next big balance pass.
No,
Um,
we don't get another
no?
big balance pass next week. So I'm trying to think. We got another hero coming not next week, but the week after. Wait, no.
Oh,
Next week
yeah.
is Mambo.
Is it Mamo? Wow. Has it been 3 weeks since fucking Yin?
I don't know. I'll have to look at her. No, because
We'll
this is
have
the
to look
first
at the
balance
dates,
patch. No, this is the
Okay,
first balance
okay.
patch. So this is week 2. So we got another 2 weeks.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, I've got nothing else going on. Big plans for a lot of gaming in the next couple of days, and doing some streaming. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow, more than likely.
Run them.
If anything, it'll be more Diablo, just so I can continue testing the Xbox One streaming capabilities
Rip.
and actually getting my myself ready for some of the update stuff that's coming to Diablo, because I love me some Diablo. It's it's my heroine. I kicked
Much
I
like
kicked that-
Draco.
I get that monkey off my shoulder every couple of weeks or every couple of months, and then every now and again I just relapse and I fall right back into it. And it's like, oh man, I gotta finish these set dungeons. Let's do it.
But yeah.
Um,
So that's what
yeah,
we're all
I've
looking
got-
at.
that's-
What are you guys
yeah.
playing? Honestly, that's what I'm kind of curious about. What are you guys playing? Leave
are-
in the comments
what are other
below
people
what
playing?
games are you guys playing if you're watching.
mm,
I'm curious because
Mhm.
like you have Mass Effect, you
pretty sure
have Breath of the Wild.
Everybody's
It's probably
playing
gonna
Mass
be big.
Effect and Breath of the Wild.
I mean, Horizon was really good though.
Well, but Horizon's had its time in the sun,
Hmm.
so people are definitely, I don't want to say over Horizon, but probably completed it. They probably played the game, and then you've got Mass Effect and Nier is out
True.
right now.
Near's
And
another
Nier
open world game.
Nier is a game that I'm putting on the back burner because I know I'm gonna have way too much fun with it because it's got bullet hell elements and all kinds of stuff to it that I love.
It's
and
another open world
super
game, too.
Japanesey. It's so Japanesey.
Yeah.
And Platinum did the fight. Platinum did the combat for it, so it
Which
plays.
you can say
amazing.
whatever the fuck you want about Platinum and their teams. They know combat. They know
do
hack
a
and
particular
slash
style
combo.
of combat for hack and slash that works really well. I don't give a shit about Devil May Cry, but it's fun as hell to play.
I mean,
DMC
fucking
was
Bayonetta.
not bad
Oh
to
my
play.
god.
And Bayonetta, yeah, Bayonetta's hilariously fun because honestly, those games are very much in the same vein of this high octane, easy to learn, hard to master range of melee and ranged combat. I don't know. There's something about it that's just it feels really good for a third person game. They
Right.
have it down. So, anyway, why don't you go ahead and close out the show so we can stop babbling like idiots and I can get completely shit hammered for the evening. And,
Oh yeah, because you don't have to work tomorrow.
incessantly. I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm
You're
gonna start
all
being
loofy
belligerent.
goofy. Yeah. I almost had alcohol, which sucks. But
Oh.
this has been the Tenno Two Drink Minimum. I have been
it been?
Cazz.
Yeah, I guess you have.
Who are you?
And I am a Muppet.
I mean, your
Some
face is
dude's
a
hand up
Muppet.
his ass.
But yes, and he has been ShotFace. We are both somewhat drunk. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.